Hello, everybody. My name is Sid Alexander Dreamer, and welcome to the Rootview Hotel. I hope you enjoy your stay here, for nothing is ever as it seems. Hear us! Hear us! The voices ring in my ears, getting louder and multiplying each time the phrase repeats. Eventually, the noise becomes too loud and too much, and I must cover my ears. It does not help. The voices keep getting louder and louder, and eventually everything turns black. I wake up in a bed much softer than the one I remember waking up that day in. I must be in the hotel. But where? I get up and notice something red out of the corner of my eye. In stark contrast to the blue walls of the room, the walls next to the door are red. More peculiarly, the walls are pulsating, and their texture seems likened to that of flesh. I blink, pinch myself, go back to sleep, and do other things to convince myself that this is just a dream. Nothing works. The walls are still made of flesh. Panicking, I get out of bed and leave the room. Before going to look for someone, I turn and see if the walls are flesh on the outside. They are not. I also notice a plaque next to the door. 301. It is my room. But how? I do not remember coming to the hotel, but I do know that I had plans to, so I must have simply fallen asleep in my room and forgotten that I had come to the hotel. That is the best explanation I can think of. I think back to what I remember before waking up. All I remember is the dream I had, and I regard it as unimportant, since it was a dream. I make my way downstairs, hoping to find someone in the dining room. Unfortunately, the elevator is broken for some reason, so I must take the stairs. While climbing down the stairs to the first floor, I hear someone walking around on the second. Curious, I head back to the second floor. Once I'm on the second floor, I follow the sound of walking to find out who is walking up there, and if they can help me. In doing this, I have made a mistake. As I pass room 202, I hear a blood-curdling scream. The scream turns from pure to wet, and then abruptly stops. What happened? I follow the sound, but something else stops me. I hear a roar, inhuman and unearthly. It sounds supernatural, and it freezes me in place. Then, I hear footsteps again. Whatever just roared, that was what was causing the footsteps I heard, and the footsteps are getting louder. I make a beeline for the stairs, scared of what is chasing me. I do not want to turn back, since that will slow me down, and the footsteps are getting louder too quickly. 210, 209, 208. The rooms cannot pass quickly enough. Eventually, I reach the stairs and the footstep stops. Just in time, I look back on the second floor and I see it. It is a torso and a face with no features. It looks human, but not at all. What I cannot understand about it is how it made those footstep sounds, since it appears to not have any feet. Teeth are a different story. Despite its featureless face or what seems to be a red, pulpy skin laced on top of a human skull, it has 4 rows of teeth within what appears to be its mouth. It stares blankly at me with those cold, dark, blackened eye sockets of its. I move backwards down the stairs, and it moves away from the stairs, slowly. I walk down the stairs and I hear the footsteps again, this time getting quieter. I breathe a sigh of relief as I make my way back down to the first floor. I do not need to know what that was, if it was a hallucination, and why I heard a scream. Could that scream possibly have come from it? I want to find someone else. Hopefully it will not be another thing that wants to kill me. I resolve to head to the cafeteria, knowing that, if I cannot find someone there, at least I will be close to the lobby, or someone will be. Making my way to the cafeteria, I see a flash of red in the corner of my eye, and I turn towards it, expecting it to be something like what I saw on floor 2, and for it to already be too late. Instead, I find nothing, not even a single thing with a color resembling red. Eventually, I make it to the cafeteria, and I stop dead in my tracks when I see this sight in there. Blood. Blood everywhere. There are bodies strewn across the floor, some of them torn to shreds, some of them gutted. The walls, the floor, the table, everything in the room is made of the same fleshy substance that I woke up to. Unable to take it, I close my eyes. When I open my eyes, everything is still there, but there are small changes. First, all the bodies are gone. Second, I am no longer in the cafeteria, but rather in a room much smaller and much more likened to the room I woke up in. More, I am standing by the door, and I am surrounded by many of the thing I saw on floor 2. Luckily, none of them have noticed me yet. It seems that for every single body I saw in the cafeteria, there's a single thing standing. Suddenly, I hear a roar. Not wanting more to see me, I run out of the room. Unfortunately, I hear many, many more roars. The sound is deafening. I pass by many rooms. looking for a place to hide. 10, 110, 112, 113, 114, 115. I cannot look too hard at the room numbers. The roaring is getting louder. It sounds like they are multiplying behind me. I do notice that the numbers are getting larger. Knowing how linear the hotel is, I might be able to hide under the stairs and see if they go upstairs. When I get up to the stairs, I hide underneath before things can turn the corner. When the roaring has stopped, but judging from the volume of the footsteps, I will be under here for a while. I take this opportunity to recall the events of the day. I woke up in room 301, having forgotten how or when I came to the Roofview Hotel. After that, I made my way to the first floor, wanting to see if someone found me and took me and my stuff up to my room. While on my way down to the first floor, I heard footsteps on the second floor. When I went up to investigate, I found myself being chased by this fleshy torso. After escaping to the first floor, I made my way to the cafeteria, wanting to know if I could find someone and to get closer to the lobby. I found bodies in the cafeteria, and also that I, indeed, did not go to the cafeteria, but to one of the rooms on the first floor. There I found too many things. They chased me underneath the stairs, where I am now, though something is wrong. Something does not add up. They are still not gone yet. Why didn't I hear or see the thing on floor 2 the first time I went? There's a possibility that it was in one of the rooms, but that does not make sense. Along with not having legs, none of the things have arms either. Then again, they stomp without feet, so it's not really a stretch to say that they open doors without hands. It could be that the scream I heard near room 202 was someone else who was chased by that thing, but I do not know. I still need a name on these things. After a quick English to Latin Google search, I decided that these things shall be named Rementuos, based on Google's Latin translation of the thing from floor 2. They are still not gone. I need to take a risk. It looks like they're patrolling now, instead of chasing. My strategy isn't working. Do I have anything on me that could function as a weapon? No, I do not. Is there anything that I have that could create a sound that could draw them away? I have my phone, but I do not want to lose that. What do? I throw my phone. That is what. If I throw it, it will draw the Rementuos away, giving me time to escape to floor 2, since there is only one up there and too many down here. I wind up my arm, ready to throw my phone, when I spot something that would help me keep my phone and draw the Rementuos away. A bit of the stairs is falling off. It looks as if I could just pick it up and it would come off without a sound. Only one way to know for sure. I grab the piece off the stairs, and unfortunately it makes a sound loud enough to alert one of the Rementuos. Seeing as I have maybe 2 seconds until I am dead, I throw the piece. Luckily, all of them chase the piece away. I whisper under my breath in relief. Good, you're done. One of them stops. No, you're not. Please do not kill me. Considering my luck the entirety of the day before, I am surprised to see the Rementua leave me. As soon as they are out of view, I run upstairs and hide in the first room I see. Room 259 is clean, as if it were just cleaned, but that cannot be possible, since I've neither seen nor heard anyone roaming about the hotel, and it would be impossible to clean even the smallest of rooms, with the other Rementua roaming the second floor. That raises the question, what if there are more on other floors? I know the hotel has 5 upper floors and a basement, so I have no idea what could be going on. More importantly, did I miss encountering a Rementua on the 3rd floor, or something more dangerous? I'm near the 3rd floor, so there's a chance I could return to the 3rd floor and hide there, since it would be safer than hiding on the 2nd floor, considering there's still one here. I need to find a way to kill him, so I can explore and find out what just happened today. Though earlier today I noticed that there was the same amount of Rementuos on the 1st floor as there were bodies in my cafeteria illusion. Does that mean that they are dead or souls? Maybe it has something to do with how to kill them, or at least subdue them. But first, I need to find something that they are afraid of, or at least something that they cannot get nearby. They are not too smart, since I can sneak around them and use sound to distract them, but it appears that they cannot see too well. They can see well enough to spot me when still, but not while moving. How am I supposed to defeat them? I sit down on the bed sighing. My head hurts. I almost lie down, thinking I can close my eyes for a few minutes. Instead of sleeping, I nearly poke my brains out. I turn around, while my hand instinctively feels the back of my head. It's warm and wet. There's a spike on the pillow, and it is sharp. I barely touched it, and it cut me. Luckily, the wound's not deep. Is this what I need to use to kill the Rementuos? I do not know, but I should try. I pick up the spike and throw open the door. Footsteps immediately. This time, I'm ready, I think. They're coming from the left. I turn that way and see the same Rementuo I saw earlier today rushing towards me. Until now, I never had a chance to truly see how they move. As I suspected, they basically float, if not slide. I ready the spike to be even with its mouth, and as I hoped, it impales the Raymontuo straight through. I'll name it Gerald, since it's dead. I move the spike once I am sure that Gerald's dead, and I use it to cut around one of the teeth, slowly. Once it is out, I examine the tube. I do not feel it, not doubting that it is either just as sharp or sharper than the spike I have. And I use it to try and cut Gerald's head off. Like I thought, too sharp. If I had this thing wrong, I could kill myself, or at least severely injure myself. I pick up Gerald's head and discover something disturbing. There is no skull, and it deflates in my hand, almost as if it is a mask. The teeth are sharper only on the biting edge, so if I put on Gerald's head, I should be fine. The poor sight of the Raymond tools should help me keep from getting chased if I keep Gerald's head on. I proceed forward with my plan and discover something shocking. There is something about this. I can see perfectly, but also I feel like there is something malicious about this. Suddenly, I hear voices. Hear us! Hear us! The voices get louder and multiply each time they repeat. Eventually, the sound becomes too loud for me to handle, and I must scream. I roar an inhumane sound. Just far enough to be animalistic, but too close to be human. Screaming does not help. I quickly take off Gerald's head to stop the sound. In this, I realize something. I never looked back down at Gerald since I took his head off. I never checked if he would disappear or just stay there. More importantly, I forgot to double tap. I look down at Gerald's body and I see something disturbing, to say the least. It was not a Raymontuo that I killed. Gerald was a man, and I chopped his head clean off. But with what? I looked down at my other hand, where the tooth was, and discovered that it, indeed, was not a tooth, but a dagger, and it is still bloody. I hear moaning in the corner, and my vision flashes. It is roaring. It is back. The Raymontuo is back. But how? I thought they could not travel the stairs, and the rest were on the first floor. Nonetheless, I must go find it and stop it. If I want to know what happened today, they must all be dead. No, I cannot. The roaring becomes moaning again. I find myself standing in front of someone, lying on the ground, blood pooling around them. They are moaning. I lean down to see if I can help them. I cannot. Their throats have been split, straight through the vocal cords, so they cannot speak. I do not know what happened. Finally, I get a hint of something. Sirens. My vision flashes again. What is that? It is ringing. Could it be that there is something else in the hotel? No, there could not. I follow the ringing all the way back to the first floor. Surprisingly, I do not hear any footsteps. The Raymontuos are gone. Blood and bodies replace them all. There are so many people dead, lying there, like how they were in my cafeteria illusion. Scared, I head to the cafeteria, hoping that someone is alive and can help me. Inside, I see the same thing I saw earlier today. Bodies strewn about the floor, some cut up, some decapitated. There's blood everywhere. It is only when I see a body that I recognize that I utterly understand. Gerald, the real Gerald, is lying in the center of the cafeteria, dead, gutted, decapitated, dismembered, dead. What is worse, I see words on a sign stuck into his heart, presumably written in his blood. The message was meant for the murderer. It was meant for me. It was us. Hear us. Hear us! Suddenly the voices surround me again. They fill my head and my ears and my heart. I roar again, physically in pain this time. Sharp pain, the pain like a dagger in my chest. No, it is. I must join them, the ones who were fallen. There were not two. There were not four. There were not more. There was one. The thing from floor 2.